Good people, Sanbonan, Makebalo. On this video, we are continuing from that paper, November 2019. Now, let's go into this question two. Two classes wrote a mathematics test that had a maximum mark of 60, and the results of each class are summarized in the box and a whisker diagram below. So I have class X and class Y. Those are the summarized marks of that mathematics. Now, 2.1.1, they're saying comment on the skewness of the results in class X. So what is happening here in class X? I hope you can see that this here, it's skewed to the right. So it's skewed to the right. That's the skewness in terms of the class X. And also now in 2.1.2, they're saying in which class is the standard deviation of the marks bigger. So from here, I hope you can see now, more or less here, in terms of here, the mark here, which is going to be the maximum marks is going to be 60. There is a student who got 60 out of 60. And here, the maximum marks based on class Y, it's 43 or 42. So here the bigger marks in terms of the standard deviation is going to be class what? Class X. 1.3, they're saying comment on the average performance in um, the test of the two classes. Use the relevant statistics to support your argument. So my argument will be based on here. I hope you can see that we have the same median. So if we have a same median, now I can conclude and say the average test or the average performance here was average in terms of everyone. So we had, or the classes had an average. We have an average performance. So both of them, they perform averagely. There's no one who's going to be bigger than the other in terms of the performance based on what is happening in terms of the median there, because the median is the same in both classes. Hope we are on the same page there. Now, question two, they're saying the time in minutes that it took for the first goal to be scored in seven football games was recorded, and the time in an ascending order. This is a very, very important, meaning whatever is happening here, it's happening in ascending order from small to bigger, and represent it in the letters that are below from A to G in the table below. So here what is happening is from smallest to highest because it's an ascending order. So the following observation were made about the data. So these are the observation. So to not to waste your time, whatever that is I'm going to analyze here, it will be answering the question that is here in 2.2.1. So yeah, let's get into it. So all these goals were scored at the different times. Okay. The minimum time of the first goal was 5 minutes. So I know here 5 minutes is the minimum, and now they're telling me the range of the time was 48. So the range, remember, how do we calculate the range is maximum minus minimum. So my range, they're telling me that it's 48, and I don't have my maximum, but my maximum I know is G. So it's going to be G minus my minimum, or my minimum in this case I do know it is what is 5. So it's going to be 5. Now how do I get G? Take 5 to the other side. So my G will be 48 plus 5 is going to give me 53. So I know my G is going to be 53. Now moving on. So this one of done this one. So moving on, the median time was 22. So the median here, the number that is between here, I hope you can see that it's going to be D. That is going to be our median. So my D is going to be 22 as the median. So this one is done. And then the difference between the time at the lower quartile and the minimum time was 7. So the lower quartile, I know it's Q1, so it's going to be Q1. Then they're saying the difference, meaning minus the minimum, is going to be equals to 7. So what is my Q1 here? It's B, and minus my minimum, which is what? Which is 5, is equals to 7. So how do I get B? Take 5 to the other side, so it's going to be B is equals to 5 plus 7, which is going to give me 12. So I know my 12 is B. Done with this one. So the interquartile range, now they're saying the interquartile range is equals to 28. So how do we find the interquartile range? You know, interquartile range is what? Is Q3 minus Q1 is equals to, in this case, is 28. So Q3 in this case is going to be F, so I know it's F, and then minus Q1, which is Q1 in this case, is B, so it's 12 is going to be equals to 28. So how do I find F? You take these to the other side, so it's going to be 28 plus F, 28 plus 12, which is going to give me 40. So I know F is what? Is 40. So the quarter range, it's done. Now they're asking me to, the mean time was 27. So the mean time was 27. So meaning, remember, the mean is a sum of all these minutes divided by the total of them, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is 7 of them. So we need to add now 55 plus 12 plus 22 plus 48 plus 53, which is going to give us what? Which is 1, 3, 2. Now plus, remember here at C is just plus C equals to, they told me that E is equals to 2C. So it's going to be also plus 2. This is going to be equals to the mean, it told me is what? Is 27. Remember, it's divided by 7. So how do I found this one? Cross multiply, so it's going to be 132 plus C and C is going to give me 3C is equals to, cross multiply there is going to give me 189. So this is going to be 189, and then 3C is equals to 189 minus 132. It's going to give me 57. Then we divide it by 3, and then my C is going to be 19. And then finding E, substituting from here, my E is going to be 38. So this is my E as 38 and my C as 19. So yeah, that is your 8 marks in terms of 2.1. If the standard deviation of the data is said to be 15,87 minutes, how many goals were scored within one standard deviation? Within one standard, between those standard deviation. So I know here is going to be my mean. So it's mean minus my one standard deviation into my mean, and then plus my one standard deviation. So my mean in this case is 27 minus 15,87 into 27 plus my 15,87, and then here the answer that I'm going to get, I'm getting 11,13 into here is going to be 42,87. So I'm looking for the data that is said to be how many goals were scored within one standard deviation. Now within is either within these two, so it's either between 11,13 or between 42,87. It must not be above this and not be less than this, must be within these two numbers. So from here, I hope you can see that this one, 5 is out, and then 12 is in, 19 is in, 22 is in, 38 is in, 40 is in, and then 53 is out. So one, two, three, four, five. So how many goals were scored in that one standard deviation? So we can say 5 goals were scored in one standard deviation. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Umakebalo.